guys, Sarah here. Today I'm hanging out with Enzo, and Enzo is a mid-content wolf dog. We're going to dive into what that means a little bit here, so stick around and I'll tell you all about mid-content wolf dogs. Hi. Mid-content wolf dogs typically display a lot more complex behaviors than low-content wolf dogs, and they typically don't make good pets. If socialized at an early age, a mid-content wolf dog might be comfortable indoors, may crave attention from people, and be adaptable to new places. However, they are much more likely to retain a variety of instinctual wolf behaviors. At Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary, our mid-content wolf dogs typically have around 50 to 79% wolf content in them. They are kind of a good mix of in-between wolfy and doggy traits. Mid-contents typically do present more of those wolfier traits, but they still do have some of those doggy traits coming through. So for example, on Enzo here, he's got a very wolfy silhouette, especially when he runs around with those very long legs and very long back. However, his face is very dog-like. For example, wolf ears, they are medium in size compared to their head, and they do have a rounded tip at the top there. Enzo's ears here, they have a bit of a pointed tip to them, which is a doggy trait coming through. He also has a very slender muzzle in comparison to a wolf. Not as broad as a wolf's muzzle would be. And he also has brown eyes and very soft shape. That is a very doggy trait. Just like blue eyes, brown eyes are typically present in dogs and not wolves. So Enzo has very doggy eyes. And last but not least, his tail is very bushy, very similar to that of a wolf's. However, it is very long, so that is a little bit more of dog content in him. That being said, Enzo has a lot more wolfy traits on him than doggy traits. He is a wolf dog after all, and so he does have a lot of those wolfy traits coming through. For example, taking a look at his chest, it is very narrow. He's got a very narrow rib cage, and his elbows do naturally tuck right underneath his rib cage. Dogs, on the other hand, typically have much more of a broader chest, and their elbows kind of rest on the side of the rib cage there. So very different stances. Enzo's got a bit more of a wolfier stance there. Enzo also has a very slender back, a very wolfy silhouette, that's for sure. And he has very wolfy fur as well. So he's got a very large tuft of fur that starts around his cheek area, and it goes all the way down to his shoulders. So he has a nice wolf-like mane. So that is some of the wolfier traits showing up in Enzo there. Ultimately, when comparing the behavioral differences between a low-content wolf dog and a mid-content wolf dog, they do portray a lot of the same behaviors. However, in a mid-content wolf dog, these behaviors are more likely to occur and are probably going to be a lot more intense. For example, mid-content wolf dogs are likely to be shy towards new people, have the ability to escape unsecure containment, and be destructive when left unsupervised indoors. As you can see, Enzo is pretty confident with me, but he still is hesitant when I make any sudden moves. This is a very wolfy trait. Wolves in the wild survive by being cautious around new things. And with wolf dogs that have more significant wolf content, we typically see that same behavior in them as well. So for example, even though Enzo is very confident, he will spook if I stand up suddenly, for example. Enzo's packmate Ruby is very timid around people. She typically doesn't like to get too close to people when she can help it, and if she were to get close to take a treat, for example, she will probably run away really quickly. So that is some of that more wolfier traits showing through in their behaviors there. On top of that, they also have a very high prey drive, which means they are more likely to chase and catch small animals housed around in the home. Although a lot of these behaviors are seen in low-content wolf dogs, they are portrayed at a greater intensity in mid-content wolf dogs. Mid-content wolf dogs are more likely to display same-sex aggression. For example, this may mean that one female does not want to be housed with another female. If they are housed together, there might be conflict between the two wolf dogs. Mid-content wolf dogs are also more likely to be intense resource guarders, which means they will protect food, toys, or other objects they deem valuable. They may growl, snap, or bite the person that gets too close to their valued item. They also have more territorial tendencies, which means they are going to be on the defensive if there is a dog or another animal in or around their enclosure. These behaviors are very difficult, if not impossible, to train out of a wolf dog because they are instinctual. Mid-content wolf dogs tend to have a lower affinity towards people, which means they aren't very motivated to listen to our instructions. Due to the many challenges wolf dogs present, it is very important to be well researched before adopting a wolf dog. You can prevent the unfair destruction of an animal by being well educated and prepared before adopting or purchasing a wolf dog. Well, thanks for watching everybody and hanging out with me and Enzo. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.